This one's going to be brief because I didn't basically live up to my fast and my expectations. Fasting kind of keeps me real. And some of the realest people I've ever met oftentimes have come like and have lived through their childhood and adult life in the third world and know third world poverty. And you can't be a phony baloney when you have no baloney. All right, I'm going to give this guy a link. I don't want to really, I don't have much time, so if he's got something interesting to add to my Stoic Calm show. Wilfred Brimley says, hey, 3M. Crying, Brian, more crying. Boo-hoo. That's right, Master of Rope. I am crying like a little baby. I didn't think I was. Wait a minute. Fasting isn't keeping you real. 7.3 baby and only 44 days in 17. Okay. I don't know what he means by that, but he's put on 73. I don't know what the significance is of that.
That's not 73. That's
7.3.
7.3.
Okay.
That's the A1C. And that's the A1C after 44 days of intermittent fasting, a minimum each day. No cheat days, no off days, every day the same. 17 hours minimum, sometimes 18, 19.
Okay.
And it's down to 7.3. You can't change an A1C. It takes about 4 months to show the true number. That means the real number is lower. That means I'm getting close and see if I can do it to the point where I'm no longer diabetic. Fuck me. And I'm not adhering to any particularly special diet. I do lean towards no carbs, but I had some fruit tonight after I finished dinner. I had muesli today with some nice cream. And guess what? Even though I'm eating stuff I shouldn't be eating, 7.3. And
Is that
I know your A1C is much higher than that.
perhaps? Now,
Not
let me.
perhaps. Admit up to it, Mr. Truth Teller. You're the truth teller. You're the teller of truth, you said. It keeps me honest. Well, go ahead. Let's see some honesty. What's your A1C, the last one?
You know what? I can't remember the numbers, but it was higher than 7.3.
Yes, it was. And 7 is what the doctors say is the goal for a diabetic, isn't it?
Yes.
Yes, almost there. But I'm not stopping there. I'm going below that. And
Well,
you
I
know
wish.
why?
Why?
It's easy. It's easy. You who sit there and pant and salivate and drool on your desk thinking of cheesecake, you can have that piece of cheesecake. I want you to think back to No Country for Old Men when Carson's sitting there with Shigur and he says, "You can have your money, Anton." And I'll say to you, you can have your cheesecake, Brian. It won't kill you. Because if you're sitting across from Anton Chigurh, yeah, you're likely going to die. But that's the same thing if you're sitting across from me. So you know something's going to happen. 7.3. And that's 44 days in. Though, remember, I told you the A1C is weighted for the last 30 days, but it's still an average of the last 90 days. And that's because a cell, a red blood cell, dies in 90 days. And so it looks at the saturation of sugar in your red blood cells. and you've always got them dying. That's why it changes. So it's
It,
likely that my A1C is much lower. It's not going to show it, not yet, but in 3, 4 months, I should have an accurate number because all the red blood cells that were full of that sugar will be gone.
Now, is this all byproduct, Howard, of your fasting?
Well, what else would it be? I swim an hour every day.
Okay, I can't. I don't do that. I
I
have.
sit in the sauna. I sit in the sauna for half an hour.
Okay.
In fact, I sat in the sauna today with everybody lusting over the Ukrainian woman that showed up, and they're talking to me like, "Boy, would you like to have that?" I ate that, and it was tasty.
I wish I could see a picture.
Would you like to see a picture?
Why not?
I'd show you a picture, but nobody else. In
Okay.
fact, I just ate pussy about 2 hours ago. It was tasty as well. I'm living the life over here. You guys are all sucking wind and dealing with Black Lives Matter and LGBT and all the gay whatever. I'll never, and I'm not dealing with any of that stuff. I'm in a land where if there's a katoi, which is a transvestite, somebody who does a full op or doesn't do a full op, everybody knows who it is. It's very clear who they are. I can usually pick them out from a crowd, but there's no confusion here. The women aren't confused. They're women. They're lovely, nice and soft where they're supposed to be soft, except for the Ukrainian. She was only soft than her ass. Everything else was hard as a rock, but that's just because she works out. But the women are women. Now, there's a lot of men here that grow up with no fathers. That would be a nice hate report discussion, wouldn't it? They grow up with no fathers. They grow up with grandma. Mommy can't take care of them, of course, so she goes and has a baby. She gives the baby to mommy. Mommy is living in some shack with no walls, all with especially television set. Everybody's got one of them, but no father around. No father to tell the son, "Don't do that." Why? Because I'll hurt you. Don't be a dumbass. No woman would talk to a boy like that. That's how I talk to mine. Mine comes up with something. I say, he says, "Why is that?" I said, "Because you're a dummy." I said, "Now get smart." And I
Yeah.
tell him, no, no. Why not? Because you can't do that. Sorry. His mother would say, "Oh, it's all right. Just let him, just let him do what he wants, and he won't make any noise." Right. I don't give a shit. 7.3. You could do it, but you have no willpower, apparently. It's not difficult. In fact, I'll tell you what, I kind of like it. I'm not thinking about food after I eat. I don't want to think about food. I'm not revolving around food, that's for sure. I do look forward to the mornings when I can make myself some sausage or uh, something that I want. Wanda usually makes great soups.
Okay. All right, Howard. Well,
7.3.
I hear you.
How far from 7.3 are you? Tell the truth,
Actually,
Mr. I tell the
actually,
truth.
I have my doctor's appointment by phone today, and I will know later on today. So, but
What
I'll.
your A1C is. Did you do an A1C or did you just do a
Oh, I believe
fasting?
I did a fasting. I did a
Well,
fasting.
wait a minute. Your doctor didn't do an A1C?
I believe you don't do an A1C when you're fasting.
It doesn't matter if you.
Yeah.
Did you
Oh, yeah.
listen to
Yeah.
how I explained what an
Yeah.
A1C is?
Yeah.
An A1C measures the amount of blood sugar in your blood. A blood cell dies every 90 days. So it is a number that you can't move. I said to you, you could have a Haagen Dazs, suck it down, have a second one, and still give blood and get an A1C, and it's going to be accurate. So, did you get an A1C?
Oh yeah, I believe I did. Anyway,
I
Howard.
hope so, because
Yeah,
your doctor would be a real schmuck if he didn't do an A1C. But
yeah.
you want to have a bet that your A1C is at least higher than 8.3. Do you think your A1C will come within 1 point of mine?
You know what? I'll know. I'll know. I'll know later on today. Anyway,
No,
Howard.
I'd like to bet an amount on that. I want to know how sure you are, how
I'm not
healthy you are.
right at this point. I'm not really sure on anything.
Do you know,
So
I even had last week, I had spaghetti Alfredo. I ate half of what my son ordered because he didn't finish it. So I fucking gobbled it up and it was delicious. And even with that, the fasting seems to fix the errors of eating things I shouldn't eat. But I'm guessing you didn't do the fasting
I
correctly.
did.
You did. You ate nothing. You just drank tea and water and what?
I did that for a while, and I'm thinking I'm going to go back onto it. Now is that now you don't do any like days like you don't do any like 2 day like no eating. You just do 17 days.
No. Why do I need to do that?
I don't know.
I don't eat. I wake up around 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I have a cup of coffee. I eat, and I'll start fasting again probably about 8 o'clock at night, and do the same thing all over again. 17 to 18 hours a day, every day, not one day off.
It sounds like a plan. Anyway, guys, I gotta get.
I can eat cake. I can eat spaghetti Alfredo spaghetti. In fact, I've had several portions of rice because I like rice. I've had more rice than I should eat, and
On
it's
the
seven
altitude. Okay.
dot
Okay,
three.
guys, I gotta get going. Um,
Are you running for some cheesecake?
Not at all, Howard. I gotta get going for work, and I
When's
gotta.
the last time you had a piece of cheesecake?
It's been a while, Howard.
When's the last time you had any kind of pasta?
Oh, I've had pasta before, but not cheesecake. Hey guys, like,
Well,
subscribe.
how long ago was it that you had some of this pasta?
Probably a couple days ago, Howard. I got it.
A couple of days ago, and you are.
You're continuing along, but I'm telling you, I've got to go. Hey guys, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, and share the video if you like it. Thank you for listening.